faculties of Department of Food Science and Nutrition, the resource person, Ms. Shifali Mehra, our strong alumni who always make us proud and would share their experiences today, and dear participants. I, Dr. Manisha Vyas, Assistant Professor in the Department of Food Science and Nutrition, Shet PT Mahila College of Arts and Home Science, Vanita Vishram, feel honored to welcome you all in the webinar on Career Avenues After Food Science and Nutrition. Before we go ahead, let us have the blessings of God with Deep Prajwalan.
शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणं आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणं आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापं सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तुते ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः आरोग्यं देहि पुत्रांश्च मतिं स्वच्छां हि मे सदा रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् यस्य तिष्ठेत् गृहे दीपः तस्य नास्ति दरिद्रता शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
આ ગણપતિના શુભ દિવસોમાં હું ગણપતિ દાદાને વંદન કરી આપને સૌને સુખ અને શાંતિ અર્પે તેવી પ્રાર્થના પણ કરું છું. Friends, our institution, Vanita Vishram, has grown multiple folds in the previous years. This is an institution that always has women empowerment as the key mission. It is this campus that gives a face to the second cleanest city of India, that is our city, Surat. Located in the heart of the city, beautiful, green, huge, varied, and safe campus is always an important criteria. Vanita Vishram offers education from pre-primary section, including daycare center, to various professional courses in the higher education. Shet PT Mahila College of Arts and Home Science would be celebrating its golden jubilee in the year 2022. It started with arts faculty and now has arts, home science, and science faculty. The courses offered under home science include BSc in Food Science and Nutrition, that we are going to talk in detail today, BSc in Apparel Designing, and BSc in General Home Science. We also have vocational courses in Early Childhood Care and Education, Event Management, Fashion Designing, Tourism, and Hospitality Management. We also offer one-year course in PG Diploma in Dietetics, that's a path to become a dietitian. We are proud of our infrastructural facilities provided by our management, including well-functional laboratories of science and nutrition. We also have fully equipped computer lab, library, and innovation center. Our sports center, auditorium, and of course the canteen are the places that would make many of us feel nostalgic. It's time now to hear from the leader, our principal, Dr. Rajesh Patel. Bhumi, can you unmute, sir? સર તમારું સંભળાતું નથી, પ્લીઝ જરાક. યસ સર.
સેટપીટી મહિલા કોલેજ ઓફ આર્ટ્સ એન્ડ હોમ સાયન્સ ના ઉપક્રમે આજના ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ ઓફ ફૂડ સાયન્સ એન્ડ ન્યુટ્રિશન દ્વારા આ વેબિનારમાં અભિવાદન કરું છું. મોટે ભાગે અંગ્રેજી વિષયમાં બોલવાનું જનરલી હોય છે આ વેબિનારમાં, પણ મને આ વખતે કોર્ડિનેટર દ્વારા એવું કહ્યું, સાહેબ ગુજરાતીમાં બોલો તો ચાલશે. અને બહુ જ સહજ રીતે કહી શકાય કે જે ભાષા આપણા લોહીમાં વણાયેલી હોય, જે ભાષા આપણા જન્મની સાથે જ આપણને પ્રાપ્ત થાય છે, એ ભાષામાં આજનું અભિવાદન કરીશ. શ્રી વનિતા વિશ્રામ સંચાલિત સેટપીટી મહિલા કોલેજ ઓફ આર્ટ્સ એન્ડ હોમ સાયન્સ આવા અનેક પ્રકારના વેબિનાર કરે છે. આજના આ વેબિનારમાં ઉપસ્થિત આજના વક્તા શેફાલીબેન મહેરા, જેઓ ચીફ ડાયટિશિયન્સ MGM હોસ્પિટલ નવી દિલ્હી. સૌથી આનંદિત વાતનો થાય કે આપણી જ કોલેજના ભૂતપૂર્વ વિદ્યાર્થી.
સર તમારું મ્યુટ થઈ ગયું છે સર.
એમને જ્યારે સાંભળવાના હોય ત્યારે બહુ જ આનંદ થાય એક આચાર્ય તરીકે, અને વિશેષ ગૌરવ એના શિક્ષક માટે પણ હોય છે. તો એમને આ સંસ્થામાં સેટપીટી મહિલામાં આવકારું છું. વિદ્યાર્થી જ્યારે જ્યારે પ્રગતિ કરે ત્યારે સૌથી વિશેષ આનંદ ટીચરને થતો હોય છે, એવી જ રીતે આચાર્યને પણ થતો હોય છે. તો આપનું આ સંસ્થામાં આ વેબિનારમાં હાર્દિક અભિવાદન કરું છું. બનાવવા માટે જેઓ સતત આની સાથે કાર્યરત અને કરી રહ્યા છે, કોઓર્ડિનેટર મીના, એમનો પણ આ ક્ષણિક આભાર માનું છું. એમને આમના કામને બિરદાવું છું. અમારી આખી ટીમ, વનિતા વિશ્રામ સેટપીટી મહિલા, વિરેન્દ્ર સર જો પોતે ઇન્ચાર્જ આચાર્ય છે, કોઓર્ડિનેટર ઇમરાન સર, અને ખાસ વનિતા વિશ્રામ મેનેજમેન્ટ ચેરમેન ડોક્ટર પ્રદીપ દેસાઈ, વાઇસ ચેરમેન સર અને મહેતા સાહેબ, તમામ એન્ટાયર મેનેજમેન્ટનો આ ક્ષણે આભાર માનું છું. આપ સૌનું અભિવાદન કરું છું. અને વિશેષ આ કાર્યક્રમમાં જોડાયેલ સૌ મિત્રો પોતાના પ્રતિભાવો આપવાના છે, એમને પણ આવકારું છું. ફરીથી આભાર માનીને મારી વાત અહીંયા પૂરી કરું છું. ધન્યવાદ.
થેન્ક યુ સર. તમે સાચું જ કીધું કે જ્યારે વિદ્યાર્થીઓ પ્રગતિ કરે ત્યારે શિક્ષકોને અનેરો આનંદ થતો હોય છે. અને આજે આ પ્રયોગ દ્વારા અમે અમારા સ્ટુડન્ટ્સને અહીંયા સામે જોઈ શકીએ છીએ. એમના થ્રુ આપણે બીજું કેવી રીતના જ્ઞાન મેળવી શકીએ ને લોકો જે ઊંચાઈએ પહોંચ્યા છે તે જોવાની ખરેખર અમને બધાને આનંદ થાય છે. Friends, today we could organize this webinar due to the vision and efforts of our own Sir Shri Virendra Joshi. I would like to mention here that I have never studied under Sir, but like our alumni, but I feel I'm learning a lot from you. And so let's hear some words from you, sir, about the theme of the webinar. Mr. Virendra Joshi, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. So, respected principal, today's speaker, Ms. Sefali Mehra, invited guest, my colleagues and co-workers, and my dear students. Good evening, friends. Today, I am very much delighted to welcome all of you at this webinar on career avenues after studying food science and nutrition. That is, after completing your UG and PG course in food science and nutrition. It's a matter of great pleasure for me to announce that today's guest speaker is none other than our own alumnus of the Department of Food Science and Nutrition of this college, Ms. Sefali Suri, now known as Sefali Mehra. Ms. Sefali, after completing her MSc in Food Science and Nutrition, is now working as a chief dietitian at one of the most advanced multi-specialty tertiary care centers, that is the MGM Hospital, located at Navi, Mumbai. We are proud of you, Sefali. And I'm heartily thankful to Sefali for accepting our invitation to present on this very important topic, which is going to be useful not only to our existing FSN students, but also to those new students who want to build a career and are in dilemma, what next after 12th? Most students after 12th have to decide a stream out of humanities, science, and commerce. And the only career guidance that they have is the opinion of their parents and teachers, judgment based on marks, and the comments of their friends and neighbors. Unfortunately, in this region, we have very little awareness about the courses on food science and nutrition. Sometimes the students come and inquire whether this course is for dietitians, sir. And I used to tell them it's not just for dietitian. There are many career avenues available for this course. So we thought that at this point, a program like this is needed, which can help some students sail through these turbulent times. BSc Food Science and Nutrition is a 3-year UG program offered by this college, the eligibility for which is qualifying the 10 plus 2 exam, that is the standard 12th exam in any stream, that is arts, commerce, science, or home science. Let me repeat, it is not only the students of science stream, but the students of other streams like arts, commerce, and home science, etc., also are eligible to join this course of BSc Food Science and Nutrition. The program gives emphasis both in science and nutrition, covering a wide array of subjects, starting from applied science and human physiology to biochemistry and food microbiology, food preservation, food safety and quality control, meal management, human nutrition, diet therapy, food science, food analysis, food product development, research methodology, and so on. The program also offers the intensive internship training. So this is considered to be a professional and a lucrative course for those who wish to pursue higher studies and the research in this field. We also offer a PG diploma course in dietetics, which fully equips the FSN graduates to lead their career as a dietitian or as a nutrition consultant after completion of the RD exam. Now, at this juncture, I would like to emphasize the fact that like other professional courses, here also the student requires to complete at least PG diploma or MSc degree in FSN or related fields. And then there are plethora of opportunities in the sector of food industry, fitness institutions, research centers, government and non-government organizations, in hospitals as dietitians, or having a self-employment as diet consultant, and so on and so forth, about which, Ms. Sefali is going to explain in detail. So with these, I once again welcome to all of you at this webinar on behalf of St. P.T. Mahila College of Arts and Home Science, as well as the management of Vanita Vistram. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I can always see a smile on students' face when we hear Joshi sir's name. Thank you, sir, for being the backbone of this institution. Now I invite Mrs. Meena Raja, the coordinator of the department, associate professor in the Department of Food Science and Nutrition, and the co-coordinator of today's webinar, to introduce the resource person, Ms. Shefali Mehra. Meena ma'am.
Thank you, Manisha ma'am. Hello, good evening to one and all. Today I am glad to get to opportunity to introduce our guest speaker and multi-talented alumni of our college, the end dietitian, Ms. Shefali Mehra. Shifali has been an accomplished professional with a dynamic career in nutrition and dietetics, working as a head of the department and chief dietitian at MGM Hospital, Vasi, since 15 years. She was executive director as well as initiated the Indian dietetics in IAPE and Navi Mumbai. Not only that, she has also been a core member of IAPE and award guideline team and heading the dietetics team leading upcoming JCI accreditation. Shifali is a trained nutrigenesis consultant and also IDN and NSI life member. Also, she has conducted various seminars on sports nutrition, food and hygiene, nutrition during stress, and many more. Furthermore, she shared her knowledge on healthy diet and clinical nutrition in multinational companies, schools, and colleges. With numerous skills and great leadership quality, she has been an inspiration to all of us. We heartily welcome you, Shefali, and we are glad to have your presence with us today. Thank you, Shefali, for coming. Now I hand over to Manisha, ma'am.
Thank you, Meena ma'am. Now it's time to hear from Shifali. Shifali, and dear participants, if you have any questions, please put it in your chat box. We are also streaming it live on YouTube, and all the participants of YouTube can also put their questions on the chat box. We will definitely take up your questions as and when we can. Over to Shifali.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for such kind words. All the credit goes to Shet PT Mahila College and the family there. And a special thanks to Joshi sir, who has been in connect with me for the past 27 years, ever since I, passed out from there. Dr. Manisha, who has been in touch with me. Dr. Solanki sir, who was also one of the teachers back in 1990 when I finished my 12th, So usually, as Joshi sir mentioned, the avenues were either you'd be a doctor or engineer, or there were very few things left for you. At that time, I took admission in Shet PT Mahila College, and I pursued food science and nutrition. I never knew that this was like an ocean. So today, I can say that this is one of the most dynamic career. In fact, there are not only women, there are men who want to actually get into this. So the chief dietitian at Tata's is a male, Dr. Shiva, and he's also doing very well. A dietitian is the one who actually tells you, about the micronutrients. There are a lot of people who are doing short courses, online courses, and then, they are actually talking about things here and there. We have a lot of fake thing in all the kind of fields worldwide. So we don't need to worry. But because I'm from Shet PT Mahila College, I can tell you that, yes, that is a very good milestone to do it. But after that, you have to pursue masters or PG. That is how you will actually be able to do further. So with this, I will tell you what all options you can have. And, once by the time you have done your BSc or the 12th, you can basically have a vision what you want to do after your this course. Can I see my slides, please? The second one. What do I do after I choose dietetics? So basically, when I did, people were like, what would you do? So at that moment, even I didn't know what to do. But slowly, when I did my master's, I did it from SNDT. Then I realized that this is one course which can take you to leaps, in your career. You have to just work hard and you have to really focus on what you want to select. I have actually put all options on this single screen, what you can do after your course. But I think much more lies to this. You can work at hospitals, which all of you would know, nursing homes, public health services like the UNICEF, WHO, ICMR. Now in the COVID times, basically the ICMR is working very closely with not only the doctors, the intensivist, the specialist, but they're working very closely with dietitians as how we can basically make SOPs, how diet will actually help us. So, and you will be surprised that worldwide people are looking towards India, the kind of immunity that we have. So, how will that immunity come? Not only with exercise or with the fresh air that we breathe. Food is a major, major part. And so, basically, you can get jobs, you can land up at wonderful jobs at the UNICEF, WHO, ICMR. Private clinics. So there are doctors who are bariatric surgeons, who are GI surgeons or diabetologists. They will actually want to, employ you for their clinics. Sports nutritionist. Earlier, it was only fitness. But the best kind of fitness also cannot help a player if food is not incorporated at a parallel level. So if you're looking at sports nutrition, this is again a very, very good domain. You have to do your masters in this, and you can tie up with a lot of sports personals also, or institute. You can have a private practice. If you want to do something on your own, you can have your own clinic, you can do your private practice. It will not come initially. You will have to be a lot in connect with doctors and hospitals, and once you make a name for yourself, you can have your private clinic. You can be a food blogger. You will be seeing there'll be a lot of, so basically if a dietitian becomes a food blogger, she can talk about the healthy part, she can talk about the micronutrients in that particular display that she puts on her page. Now this again will come with a lot of experience, a lot of hard work, and a lot of reading. Research nutritionist. You can get into companies who are into food products. There is a lot of research. Now if you know gorgum, that is which comes from gawar. You know what is gorgum? It is used for medicines for diabetics. Now that will be only told to you by a dietitian. She will be analyzing, this is there. Or you can talk about curcumin, which is available in haldi wala doodh, जो abroad में 10-20 dollars का मिलता है. Basically it is to enhance your immunity. That part who will tell? A dietitian will be telling the research company. Recipe developer. Suppose you are a renal dietitian and you have a lot of dialysis patients coming to you, and once a person is on dialysis, forever he is on dialysis. Now they are fed up. You cannot tell him roti kha lena, dal kha lena, sabji kha lena. Over a period of time, you have to develop recipes. You can come out with your own recipe books. Type 1 type of kids with diabetes. So IDDM, you have to develop recipes for them. If a child is getting diabetes at the age of 7 or 8 years, and he has to live with that type 1 diabetes, you cannot give him regular food. He will not want to come to you. So there you develop recipes, and you can actually publish these recipes. You get a good amount of money for this. Wellness program coordinator. There are a lot of detox centers where they plan diets, and now the diets are planned individually. What is your domain? What is your personality? What are your working hours? What is your background? What is your community? According to that, you plan diets. So you can even be coordinators at wellness programs. Nutrogenomics. This is the future of the world. So your genes tell you this particular food, when eaten by Shefali, will make her fat even by seeing, but the same food will keep Joshi sir thin even if he eats kgs of that food. So nutrigenomics is again a part of nutrition, where in genetics you study, and it is really coming as a bloom. But you have to actually study this part, and I have already done a course on this. You can do it after your BSc or your PG. Large scale food services. If you see the hotels, if you see corporate offices where there are vegan menus, and there are there are low salt menus, and there are non-sugar menus, then there are these keto menus. If you see, there are a lot of things. So now when you get attached to these kind of food services, you have to be part of planning those menus. When you plan those menus, anybody can tell you calorie, protein. How will you stand apart when you get into the micronutrients? The micronutrients are our domain, which we will be studying in graduation and post graduation, and on a daily basis when we are going to make plans. Health service domain. Now in Mumbai, you have these healthy tiffins where you just have to fill your profiles. What are your sugars? What are your blood pressures? I mean, I'm talking about a patient, or basically you're very obese, you want to lose your weight. Then these services basically send you tiffins. Okay, so these tiffins can be procured even if you don't want to cook at home, and they will be individualized. Hotels are coming up with recipes where when you select a certain recipe, suppose you have selected dal tadka or dal makhani, so there the menu will tell you that this is the amount of calorie, the protein. The government is working on this, and they are probably going to make this compulsory, where the hotel menus are going to have the calorie, protein and the micronutrients. They are actually in the loop of doing this. Now who will work on this? It will only be the dietitians. So basically, they will be working on the menus. The hotel would, suppose it's Leela, and he will tell you, okay, ma'am, this is my menu. I want the calorie, protein, and the micronutrient for it. So you have to basically work on that. And it is a really good, lucrative job. Weight loss spas, you all must have known about. There are a lot of spas where they offer packages. Again, if you work there, you have to plan diets where they make you lose weight. And I mean, it's one over talked about industry. Cruise lines, now people going on the cruise lines are very selective about the kind of food they eat. Again, the menus over there are done by the dietitians. Rehabilitation centers, when you want to abstain from certain habits and you want to lose weight or you want to detox, again, all the diets that are done by dietitians. School menus, earlier anything going in your dabba was fine. So there were mamas who were putting Mary biscuits, who were putting Maggies, but now there are certain schools who do not allow this. So there is a menu which is designed by the dietitian, and she gets a report. And in the report, she gets the number of students who have certain issue. If the child is obese, or if the child has type 1 diabetes, then the dietitian gets in touch with the parents, and then they make a few changes in their menus. These kind of schools are very much prevalent in Mumbai, so where the dietitians very closely work with school children. College and universities, now college and universities also, the children basically are spending a lot of time in studying over there, being at the library. So they have these special menus where you know whether these menus are healthy or non-healthy, and accordingly these colleges are employing dietitians who come and they work for them, and they design the menus. Food packaging companies, when you talk about these superfoods, now when you are having nachni chips or you are having some soya products, how do you go about knowing the calorie, protein, the recipe? How do you launch it? In all these calculations, they need an expert dietitian, and the logic behind why that superfood could be used. If you will see nowadays, the way the turmeric is talked about, or the way the bajra, the jowari, the nachnis come back to our plates, it is basically they are one of the superfoods which are coming back to our plates. Now, who is going to actually execute it to the next level? It is the dietitian who will do it. The farms, grow local, eat local. In the last 5 months, due to COVID, we have realized that to be in shape, to be fit, you do not need exotic vegetables and fruits which are coming from out. For the last 3-4 months, there were no exports. So probably if you have picked up some exotic fruit which was from abroad, it didn't make sense because it was in the storage for a very long time. So the farms are actually using the dietitians to talk about the crops. So you should basically know which fruit has to be eaten when and why it has to be eaten. The restaurant menus, we have a lot of keto menus, we have a lot of vegan menus, we have non-veg menus, we have lacto-free menus. So these are the menus designed and delivered by the dietitians. Retail foods, again, are all the packets that are done. The companies are employing dietitians. Meat packaging, So there are a lot of people who are into meats. So you can even work there. These are all the domains that you can work. I work at the hospital. I have been here at MGM for the last 15 years. When I came out of college of my master's, and when I started, it was at a different level, you know. The doctors used to write a particular diet and go. Most of them used to not even write a diet. But today, within 24 hours, it is very, very important that a dietitian sees the patient. My hospital is NABH, that is National Accreditation of Board of Hospitals. There are most of the hospitals in India who are going for this accreditation, and shortly you will realize that everybody will be going for this. Here at the platform, the doctor, the nurse, and the dietitian stand at the same level. If a dietitian has not seen the patient, it will not be considered. So every patient within 24 hours has to be visited by the dietitian. Why do you think so they have to be visited? Because the patient must have come with some kind of food allergy. The patient must have come with very high sugars. The patient must have come with very high blood pressure. The patient must have been very critical. Then there is food involved. As much as the medicine, the food is involved. Earlier, the doctors used to just write, you know, the kind of diet they thought was right. But today I go and tell them, I call them and tell them, no, this is not, sir, we have to make these changes. This is the amount we have to increase. There are critical patients in the ICU where we do RT feeds, the Ryle tube feeds. Earlier, what was happening? We were doing kanji. We were making some kanji, and by the time we dilute and give it in the RT feed, there was hardly minimal amount of calorie protein going to the patient. But if we are looking at 1 kilocalorie per kg body weight and the person is 60 kilograms, you have to depend on scientific. Here, the whole domain belongs to the diet department. And the best of medicines, the best of ICU care is not going to work until unless we are not going to feed them well. So the dietitian comes into picture. We are going for JCI. Now JCI is an international body which accredits all these hospitals. And again, over there, dietitian is very, very, very important. The most beautiful part of working at a hospital is the clinical part. So you basically know where the clinically seen reports by a doctor is also seen by a dietitian, and then accordingly you can do the diet part with the patient, whether it is critically or he is non-critical. But I have a suggestion. All of you who want to select any of these domains, be very clear in your mind. I'm telling you, we are at par with the doctors in today's world. You have to work very hard. You have to read on a daily basis. I, after 15 years, also try to read. You have to be part of the dietetics domain. Try to enroll in IDA, that is Indian Dietetic Association. Try to enroll in IPIN. Now, IPIN is an international body, but it has come to India. I'm heading the IPIN Navi Mumbai chapter. So I think in the last 4-5 months, we have not had more than 30-40 seminars where, you know, it is on critical care, thyroid, diabetes, SRD, nth number of all clinical issues that, you know, and we upgraded ourselves. And you have online exams where you can upgrade your degrees also. So these are the domains where you can actually work, and they really work very well. But I have a small request. Once you have done your BSc, do not stop there. Do not get tempted to do a job, because doctors will employ you for a very nominal amount. But these kind of clinics are not going to have a future, because NABH is going to become compulsory. So my request is either do a post graduation, which Shade PT Mahila College is offering, or get into MSc. Once you do that, you are having a very clear picture. And the most important thing is the internship part. So once you do masters, you actually go and spend 3 months. In the last 5 months, you know, I had some candidates who did online these courses, and they said, ma'am, hum kuch bhi karenge, aap hame sign de dijiye and all. I said, no, till the time you do not come here, you do not realize the kind of work that we do. This is one domain where you cannot sit in a room and do it. I have been coming to the hospital in the last 5 months without any break. We have been taking all precautions. We have been, so for the COVID patients, my food is going in the takeaways, because we know that food cannot come out, the plates cannot come out to be washed. And there is the online list, so that the doctor can see what kind of diet Shefali has prescribed. If there is a food allergy, suppose a person is allergic to an egg, and if the egg will go, he will have rashes all over the body. So this all information has to come to the dietitian at the beginning. And believe me, it is an ocean of beautiful knowledge, but it doesn't end by having confusions. You can online go and check at IDA with the kind of courses that they are offering, give the kind of exposure that they are offering, and you will see that you have lots and lots of opportunities. If you get into research, if you get into lectureship, if you want to do PhD, you can again teach in these colleges. There are a lot of international opportunities to go and work with these international bodies. But my being at the hospital and 15 years here, I'm telling you, there's a lot to learn. And now we are at par with the doctors. They actually don't decide the diets without our talking about it. Dr. Manisha?
Yeah.
So this is what all I had to say. So we can have some questions now.
Before we move ahead with the questions, I'm very happy that we have amongst us few of our other alumni who would also share their experiences with us. They are into varied fields, like what you said, that it's an ocean, and it's whatever importance or guidance we can give them. So I've invited few other of our prestigious alumni, and I would invite them to speak one after other about their journey, about their association with our college, and where they are placed at present, and what guidance or what talk would they like to tell to our participants.
Sure, sure.
Let us start with Ms. Roshni Vakilna. Roshni, can we have you? Bhumi Roshni, yes. Hi, Roshni.
Hello. Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Good afternoon, one and all. My sincere thankfulness to the Department of Food Science and Nutrition, Shet PT Mahila College, late Dr. Bhavna Desai ma'am, and Dr. Kushman ma'am, Joshi sir, and all dear professors who've helped me in developing my skill sets, wherein I can share today's platform, and I've been invited to share my experience. So I've been asked to do so. So first, with the students, I would like to talk about my qualifications, so that it helps them have a clear picture of following what path if they want to reach certain goals or certain positions. So I've done my BSc from the same college, that's Shet PT Mahila College. After which I moved on to completing my master's from in clinical nutrition and dietetics from SNDT, and then eventually I enrolled for PhD in public health nutrition. At present, I work as a technical domain head with Action Against Hunger. And my early experience was as a clinical dietitian. And laterally, I moved on to academia, and laterly, at present, I would say I'm in public health sector. So, like many young adults, my career choice was shaped by a desire to work in a field that would just not pay the bills, would rather impact lives of many more. And today I'm glad I'm able to do so. I initiated my career with clinical dietetics, having worked after finishing my master's. I completed RD internship from Nair Hospital, and I have worked in the fields of endocrinology with Dr. Shashank Joshi and gastroenterology. I got a chance to work with Dr. Ibrahim. Eventually, I got a chance to get into academics as an assistant professor, wherein I served in academia for 7 years. And today my work is related to public health nutrition. As I said, I serve as a technical lead in the project, which is an upcoming project for Gujarat. My roles at present covers designing the studies, designing innovative intervention which would impact lives of the communities which are underprivileged and who need support, and eventually which are converted into policy decisions, scaling up of the same interventions at state level and national level. So that is all about my journey. I have an experience of 10 years now in the field of nutrition, and I was lucky enough to get an exposure in clinical nutrition or clinical dietetics, the field of clinical dietetics, as well as academia. And along with that, I have now I'm presently working as a public health professional. So, as our esteemed speaker today shared with all of us, that the opportunities are unlimited, and depending on the career choice you make, depending on the desire of the sector you would like to work in, would shape up your own career. And today, if I would specifically speak about public health, we as or after PhD in public health nutrition, or after PhD in nutrition, our intake is at par with the doctors who have done preventive and social medicine. So you can share, you can be employed at the same level, and you are considered over them because as a nutritionist or as a nutrition professional, you hold a vast experience as far as community nutrition is concerned, and that's a great thing. I have worked in clinical dietetics as well, and that excites an individual for sure. It's an exciting field, especially when your patients return back to you and they said this. I remember one of the cases I got once when I was handling critical care, and it was a patient of tetanus toxoid. So the doctors initially said that, "Madam, do not worry about it. He might not survive for a day also." That as a dietitian, you would never give up on our patient. So you start with a test feed in general. You see the whether the tolerance of that patient, and then eventually you would go and have a very aggressive nutrition therapy which is required for a tetanus patient. That patient, when returned after a month of treatment or a month of care in critical care unit, and he walked in our OPD, and he congratulated, or he said that, "Madam, aaj main theek hoon, thank you so much." That gives a certain kind of satisfaction to you. So this field is all about service to the community, I would say. You hold an important position, and if you're making this career choice that you work with or you work in the field of nutrition, you have taken up a big responsibility even. Multiple choices possible, multiple career options, and it is not so that you have to make make the choice of the field at the start. It depends on what excites you, what makes you happy, which field makes you happy, and you can always transition from dietetics to maybe moving on to sports nutrition, or so forth, to maybe public health, or whatever you feel you wish to work in. But it has ample of opportunities, and today's needs, I would say the global needs, is focusing on a role of a nutritionist. So I would congratulate those who would make this choice as their career option. Who would this college, the Department of Food Science and Nutrition, Shet PT Mahila College, they have helped me set, they have helped me shape my skill set to that level that I can cater to my present role, which requires leadership and which requires a lot of planning. And it's just not limited to teaching and learning. It's a wholesome package that you get. So people who go ahead selecting this field, or who go ahead taking a choice of being admitted to food science and nutrition and doing bachelor's from this particular college, I would rather congratulate them, saying that they have made the right decision. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks. Thank you, Roshni. You always make us feel proud, and we are very happy to see you progress. And rightly said that you have a spectrum in your career, like teaching and public health, and now working. You worked as a dietitian, so you have worked at various places and served at the best of your ability. Thank you, Roshni, for being a part of this webinar today.
Thank you.
Call up Sangeeta Patel now. Sangeeta, are there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Sangeeta. Yes, Sangeeta, we can hear you. Yes, Sangeeta. Go ahead, we can hear you. Yes.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Good evening, મારા દરેક આચાર્ય અને પ્રાધ્યાપકને, જોશી સર, સોલંકી સર, ખુશમન મેમ, લેટ શ્રીમતી ભાવના મેમ અને મનીષા મેમ. હું જે અત્યારે અહીંયા જે પણ કંઈ છું મારા પ્રોફેશનમાં, તેમાં બહુ જ મોટો ફાળો મારા દરેક પ્રોફેસરનો છે. એમણે મારા જ્ઞાનને એક ઊંચાઈ જે આપી છે તે તો છે જ, પણ સ્ટડી રીજોઈન કરીને ભણવામાં, જ્યારે મેં 1998માં બેચલર પાસ કર્યું હતું અને પછી સ્ટડી રીજોઈન કર્યું પાછું 2009માં, ત્યારે TEY BSc કરી અને પછી MSc કર્યું. તો એ જે ફેઝ છે, જ્યારે મારે પણ ભણવાનું હતું, મારા બાળકોને પણ ભણાવવાના હતા, ત્યારે દરેક પ્રોફેસરે, સ્પેશિયલી જોશી સર, સોલંકી સર, ખુશમન મેમ અને ભાવના મેમે જે મને પુશ આપ્યું ને, એ પુશ કદાચ ક્યાંક ન પણ મળે. એટલે માત્ર પ્રોફેસર ન રહેતા આ દરેક વ્યક્તિ મારા જિંદગીનો અગત્યનો ભાગ છે. એવું કહું ત્યારે મને એવું મારું દિલ બાગ થઈ જાય છે કે હું માસ્ટર તો જ કરી શકી જો આ દરેક પ્રોફેસર્સે મને સપોર્ટ કર્યો. એટલે પહેલા તો હું એમનો, આ કોલેજનો તહે દિલથી આભાર માનું છું કે હું માસ્ટર્સ કરી શકી. અને હવે વાત કરીએ કરિયર ઓપ્શનની, તો ન્યુટ્રિશનિસ્ટ તરીકે બહુ વાઇડ આપણી પાસે એરિયા છે, રેન્જ છે કે ચોઇસ છે. તેનું એકમાત્ર નાનું ઉદાહરણ એ હોઈ શકે કે જ્યારે પણ તમે ક્યાંક જાઓ, ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ કે તમે કોઈના મેરેજ પ્રસંગમાં ગયા છો, તમે સામેવાળાને જાણવા મળે કે તમે ન્યુટ્રિશનિસ્ટ છો, એટલે એ લોકો તરત જ તમને એપ્રોચ કરવા માંડે કે તમારે અમારે શું ખાવું જોઈએ, અથવા તમે અમને કંઈક ગાઈડન્સ આપો, અથવા અમને આ હેલ્થનો પ્રોબ્લેમ છે તો અમે એમાં શું કરીએ તે તમે અમને એડવાઇસ કરો. આ વસ્તુ બતાવે છે કે ન્યુટ્રિશન રિલેટેડ નોલેજ અથવા ડાયટ એડવાઇસની દરેક વ્યક્તિને જરૂર છે. જો દરેક વ્યક્તિને જરૂર છે તો જેટલું પોપ્યુલેશન છે એટલાને જરૂર છે. બેલેન્સ ડાયટની દરેકને જરૂર છે. એડવાઇસની દ્રષ્ટિએ જ્યારે આપણે જોઈએ છીએ ત્યારે તો આપણો એરિયા, એટલે એઝ અ ન્યુટ્રિશનિસ્ટ, એઝ અ ડાયટિશિયન, દરેક વ્યક્તિને લાગુ પડે છે. એટલે એટલો વાસ્ટ છે કે એની વાત કરી શકાય નહીં. રોશની મેમ અને આગળ મેડમે જે રીતે કીધું, દરેક જ ફિલ્ડમાં આપણે આપણું આપી શકીએ છીએ. એના માટે જરૂરી માત્ર એટલું છે કે તમારી કયા ફિલ્ડમાં ચોઇસ બેસે છે, અથવા તમારે કઈ જગ્યાએ કઈ રીતે કામથી ઓપરેટ કરવું છે. હું મારો અનુભવ કહું તો શરૂઆતમાં મેં જ્યારે BSc જ કરેલું હતું ત્યારે હું ક્લિનિક સાથે જોડાઈ હતી ને ડાયટ કાઉન્સેલર તરીકે મેં 10 વર્ષ ત્યાં સેવાઓ આપી હતી. ત્યાર પછી મેં સ્ટડી રિજોઈન કરીને માસ્ટર કર્યા પછી મલ્ટી સ્પેશિયાલિટી હોસ્પિટલ્સ અને ક્લિનિક્સમાં કામ કર્યું. પણ રિસન્ટલી હવે જે હું કામ કરી રહી છું તેમાં જે મને જોબ સેટિસ્ફેક્શન છે તે એક અલગ લેવલનું છે. અત્યારે હું એઝ અ યુનિસેફ ન્યુટ્રિશન કન્સલ્ટન્ટ, પોષણ સે રોશન એક પ્રોજેક્ટ છે, જે સુરત મ્યુનિસિપલ કોર્પોરેશન અને યુનિસેફનું જોઈન્ટ ઇનિશિયેટિવ છે તેમાં કામ કરી રહી છું. અને એમાં એવું હોય છે કે HIV પોઝિટિવ લેડીઝ અને બાળકોનું ન્યુટ્રિશન અસેસમેન્ટ કરવાનું, ફિઝિકલ અસેસમેન્ટ કરવાનું અને એના પરથી ગાઈડલાઈન પ્રિપેર કરવાની કે આ પ્રકારની અત્યારે એમની સ્થિતિ છે, આ પ્રકારના ન્યુટ્રિશન ઇન્ટરવેન્શન અને ગાઈડન્સથી એમના ન્યુટ્રિશન લેવલમાં આટલો આ રીતે ફેરફાર થઈ શકે. એ પ્રકારનું જે કામ છે તે એટલું સંતોષ આપે છે આપણને. એક તો શું થાય છે કે આપણે જ્યારે હોસ્પિટલ કે ક્લિનિકમાં કામ કરીએ છીએ, જે મેં કર્યું છે, ત્યારે મારી પાસે એક જેમને હું ગાઈડ કરી રહી છું કે એડવાઇસ કરી રહી છું, તે એક થોડું લિમિટેશન આવે છે પેશન્ટ્સને જ્યારે હું કરું ત્યારે, કે એઝ પર મંથ હું માની લો કે 50 પેશન્ટને કાઉન્સેલ કરું છું કે 100 પેશન્ટને. જ્યારે અહીંયા શું હોય છે કે સ્મીમેર હોસ્પિટલ, સિવિલ હોસ્પિટલ્સ, પછી સુરતમાં 52 અર્બન હેલ્થ સેન્ટર્સ છે. HIV સાથે કામ કરતા 29 થી વધારે થોડા NGO છે, પણ 29 સાથે હું કનેક્ટેડ છું. તો એમના કાઉન્સેલર્સ છે, એ દરેક કાઉન્સેલર્સને એટલે 52 અર્બન હેલ્થ સેન્ટરના કાઉન્સેલર્સ, 29 TI પાર્ટનર્સ જે છે NGO ના કાઉન્સેલર્સ, તેમની કાઉન્સેલિંગની સાથે ન્યુટ્રિશન ઇન્ક્લુઝિવ કાઉન્સેલિંગ કઈ રીતે કરવાનું તેની ટ્રેનિંગનો હું પાર્ટ બની શકી. જેથી શું થઈ શકે કે આ જે અબોવ 100 પીપલ છે જેને આપણે ન્યુટ્રિશન ઇન્ક્લુઝિવ કાઉન્સેલિંગની ટ્રેનિંગ આપી છે, તે ડેઈલી મિનિમમ 100 લોકોને આ કાઉન્સેલિંગની જે આપણે ટ્રેનિંગ આપી છે તે ન્યુટ્રિશન કાઉન્સેલિંગ વિશે એ નોલેજનો સ્પ્રેડ કરે છે, એ નોલેજને આગળ વધારે છે અને દરેકને જણાવે છે. તો એક વ્યક્તિ તરીકે હું કદાચ મહિનાના 100 પેશન્ટ કન્સલ્ટ કરતી હતી, એની જગ્યાએ અત્યારે જ્યારે મારે ટ્રેનિંગ અપાઈ ગઈ છે અને આ 100+ પીપલ જ્યારે વર્કિંગ છે સુરતમાં, તો ડેઈલી મોર ધેન 1000 પીપલ બેનિફિટ લઈ રહ્યા છે ન્યુટ્રિશન કાઉન્સેલિંગ. એના અમે લિટરેચર પણ પ્રોવાઈડ કર્યું છે, રિટન લિટરેચર પણ બનાવ્યું છે. અમારા અર્બન હેલ્થ સેન્ટર, અર્બન હેલ્થ ક્લાઇમેટ એન્ડ રેઝિલિયન્સ સેન્ટર ફોર એક્સેલન્સ છે, જે ડોક્ટર વિકાસ મેમ અમને હેડિંગ કરે છે. તો આખી ગાઈડલાઈન બનાવીને, મટીરિયલ બનાવીને એક બુકલેટ આપી છે દરેક હેલ્થ સેન્ટર પર, જે ફોટોઝ સાથે કાઉન્સેલર જ્યારે પેશન્ટને કાઉન્સેલ કરીને બતાવે છે કે આ છે તમારો નોર્મલ ડાયટ, એમાં એ બુકલેટમાં એડોલેસન્ટ ગર્લ્સે શું લેવાનું છે, નોર્મલ તમને કોઈ ઇમ્યુનિટી બુસ્ટર છે તો કઈ રીતના ફૂડ્સ લેવાના છે, અને એને જ્યારે આપણે કાઉન્સેલિંગ કરતા જોઈએ છે ત્યારે ખૂબ જ આનંદ થાય છે. અને એના માટે મોનિટરિંગ માટે પણ મારે ઘણીવાર હેલ્થ સેન્ટર્સમાં જવાનું થાય છે કે કઈ રીતે કાઉન્સેલર્સ આ ન્યુટ્રિશન કાઉન્સેલિંગનો યુઝ કરી રહ્યા છે. તો ખૂબ જ આનંદ થાય છે અને પેશન્ટ પણ બહુ એક્ટિવલી પૂછે છે કે મેડમ આ અમે ખાઈએ તો શું અમને આટલો બધો ફેર પડી શકે. ધારો કે એક્ઝામ્પલ તરીકે જ્યારે ટીનેજર્સ ગર્લ્સનું કાઉન્સેલિંગ ચાલતું હોય અને એનિમિક હોય અને રિપોર્ટ્સ બતાવતા હોય, અને જ્યારે એમને કહે કે તમે મેથીની ભાજી અથવા કોથમીર ખાઈ શકો, અને એ પણ એમને એવું કહેવામાં આવે કારણ કે બહુ લોઅર ઇકોનોમિક લેવલ અથવા એરિયામાંથી આવતા હોય કે તમે એક પોટમાં પણ મેથીની ભાજી ઉગાડીને તમે એને કન્ઝ્યુમ કરી શકો, અને અઠવાડિયા પછી ફરીથી એ પોટમાં દર વખતે જો તમે 7 પોટ રાખો તો ડેઈલી તમે મેથીની ભાજી લઈ શકો, અલગ અલગ રીતે લઈ શકો, એની રેસીપી સુદ્ધા. મતલબ એક કાઉન્સેલર કે તમારે કયા ન્યુટ્રિયન્ટની જરૂર છે, તે કયા વેજીટેબલ અથવા ફ્રૂટમાંથી મળશે, તેનો ચીપેસ્ટ સોર્સ, તેને તમે ઘરે કઈ રીતે ઉગાડી શકો અથવા તો ઓછી મહેનત અથવા ઓછા પૈસાથી ખરીદી શકો, ત્યાં સુધીની એડવાઇસ આપે છે. ત્યારે એવું થાય છે કે નહીં, ન્યુટ્રિશનનું આ જે પણ કંઈ મને નોલેજ મળ્યું છે મારા પ્રોફેસર દ્વારા, તો હું એ મારા સમાજ માટે, મારા શહેર માટે, મારા દેશ માટે કંઈક કરી શકું છું. થેન્ક યુ. મોનિશા મેમ.
થેન્ક યુ સંગીતા. એન્ડ અત્યારે તું પણ સુરત શહેરમાં આટલું સરસ કામ કરી રહી છે. ડૉક્ટર વિકાસ દેસાઈના ગાઈડન્સ અંડર UHCRCમાં નો ભાગ થઈને ઘણું બધું કોન્ટ્રીબ્યુશન તારું થાય છે. વી આર ઓલ્સો ઓબ્ઝર્વિંગ ધેટ એન્ડ હેપી ટુ હેવ યુ હિયર સંગીતા. થેન્ક યુ.
થેન્ક યુ મેમ. જે કંઈ છું તે તમારા બધાનો ખૂબ ખૂબ આભાર મેમ.
થેન્ક યુ સંગીતા. કેન વી હેવ ડોક્ટર કેજલ જોશી રેડ્ડી?
Yeah, ma'am. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Kejal. Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. So I'm Dr. Kejal Joshi Reddy. If I talk about my journey after completing my 12th, I had come to SPMT college, our State PT Mahila College. So, frankly speaking, being an average student, I was wondering that I really don't want to go for simple BSc in chemistry, biology, something like that. Either I was interested in doing computer sciences, so where my percentages were lagging. So I was looking for some other opportunity where I can, do specialization or learn new things. So at that time I had come to a college and I met Bhavna ma'am. So I'm really thankful to her today because whatever I am today is just because of her guidance on that day when I had come for an inquiry for an admission. So I met ma'am and she told me that, okay, what are you looking for? I said, ma'am, I want to learn something, where I can do experimentation. I want to learn new things other than general BSc. So she said, why don't you this course? Because later on, we have specialization in food science and nutrition. And, if you want to pursue, if you're interested in textile and clothing, you can go for that. So being a science student, that word food science and nutrition clicked me at that moment. So I was like, okay, ma'am. But, I was a student from Gujarati medium. And I was asking her that, ma'am, મને નહીં આવડે તો હું શું કરીશ? મને English નહીં સમજ પડે તો. So at that moment she said, we are there to support you. If you are interested, I don't know, we connected at the first meeting itself. And she said that, તને નહીં આવડે ને તો મેં તને 10 વાર શીખવાડશું, પણ તારી તૈયારી હોવી જોઈએ 20 વાર પૂછવા આવવાની. So that these sentences, these words really clicked. And at that moment, I decided to take up an admission in BSc Home Science course. And I took up an admission in English medium. They offered an option of Gujarati medium as well, but I was ready to go for English medium. And here I am today. So if I give my background, I completed my BSc from our own college. Then I went for my master's and PhD from MS University, Baroda. And I was one of the rankers during master's. And I completed my PhD also successfully and received national level awards. My suggestion from my experience, I would like to tell you is that pursue your dream and interest. You will always see greenery on the other end. ये dietitian अच्छी है, ये nutritionist अच्छी है, this person is working with government organization, but think from your mind and from your heart that what you really want to be after 10 years, where do you see yourself? So pursuing this field, as all our alumni and our guest has already told you that this is a big ocean, there is a vast spectrum that you are exposed to, but you will have to choose your own strain. Your own strain means your interest. What do you see in yourself? A dietitian, a public health nutritionist, a food scientist, a researcher, a food analyst, whatever it is. So pursue your dream and take yourself forward in that path. Because her field ke liye, for every field, you have to take up a specialization course. For example, if you want to go for dietetics, you have to do your master's in dietetics. If you want to do PHN, there are various colleges which are offering masters in PHN, so you'll have to enroll for that course. So after completing your graduation, you have to decide, you can explore various options, you can talk to various alumni the way we are talking today. So you can look out for an opportunity where you really want to go for. So that is my suggestion. And yeah, that is it. That's it. Okay.
Thank you, Kejal. Good to see you, and I hope you are still doing well. And I think Pune is also a lot of cases of COVID. Please do take care. And your suggestions about how to decide is really going to help our students. Thank you, Kejal. And we have amongst us our dear one of our faculty members, Miss Richa Thakkar. Can we have Richa? Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Hope you are safe and healthy. I'm here today to share experience of my journey so far. Before I begin, I would like to thank Dr. Vajesh Patel, the principal, Joshi sir, and the faculties of Food Science and Nutrition department. I believe that finding the right path to success at the right time is really very important, and I am proud to say that studying from Shet PT Mahila College has created a solid platform for all my success so far. After that, I have completed my master's in food and nutrition from Sardar Patel University, Vidyanagar. With the help of knowledge and right set of skills, I got opportunity to work as a maternal nutrition executive in Nestle India Private Limited. I have worked there for 1.5 years. My major role was to bridge gap between Nestle and local maternal in community by organizing free diet counseling sessions at various obstetric hospitals. I have always been shy, introvert person, but working with Nestle helped me to improve my interpersonal skills. Soon after that, I was fortunate enough to get an opportunity to work at St. P.T. Mahila College, Vanita Vishram, as an ad hoc based lecturer. With the support of college and my colleagues, I cleared Gujarat State Eligibility Test, that is GSET. Today, I am working as an assistant professor in this college. Selecting food science and nutrition as my professional career path has given me a platform to push myself and to understand the hidden potentials. This past few years with SIT PT Mahila College have not only helped me broaden my horizon to broaden horizon of my knowledge on academics, but also helped me to discover myself in my personal life as well, which I will be always thankful. Thank you.
Thank you, Richa. Richa is a strong resource person in our college, working as an assistant professor at this very young age. And it's good to work with Richa. And now we go ahead with the question answer session. And I think few questions are already put up over here. And I think you all would be able to read the chat, but let's have some discussion on that. And I'll put the questions to all the, to Shifali, few of the questions, and rest of you, I think you all can join if you want to answer in that. Shifali, can I ask you the first question that students want to know that which college is best for MSc, and if they've completed their third year or they are in their third year right now, and which college should they try to get their MSc into?
See, basically, as all the other alumni mentioned, you can get in touch with the alumni. There is SNDT at Mumbai, then there is MSU at Baroda. There are a few colleges which are giving MScs, but you have to be really very careful, not get into something which is not, recognized, and it's a short-term course, because there it looks very nice, but actually, they are, I don't want to mention, because there are, in the last 5 months, there are a lot of short courses, and they're promising you a lot of things, jobs. My whole idea is, if you are going to join a hospital and if you think after BSc you can do it, it won't work, because all hospitals are going for NABH. Now, NABH is a national body, national accreditation of board of hospitals. They will not allow you only as a candidate to work there. So, just because you get into these small clinics where they are telling you, okay, fine, BSc kar lo aur uske baad aap join ho lo. Ek to they will pay you very meager. Your knowledge will be very limited until unless you have not done a master's. And then you will not be able to be part of it. So that is one thing which is very important. And I have a humble request, all of you be members of IDA. IDA is Indian Dietetic Association. So that is a very authentic board of dietitians in India. They have chapters everywhere: Gujarat chapter, Maharashtra chapter, Mumbai chapter. Whenever you put them any kind of request, they get back to you on email. So, that is the right way of telling them what kind of courses are coming, and what are your areas where you want to get into some kind of courses.
Thank you, Shifali. I would like to mention over here that if any of you has any difficulty in becoming the member of IDA, please contact us at the college and we'll guide you to the right people. And even IPIN if you all want to become members of IPEN, because a lot of webinars are conducted by IPEN also, and I insist that you should become members of IDA especially. Roshni, can you add if there's any international organization or institution where they can go for their masters?
And there are multiple international organizations, but I would recommend that they decide on their interest and their majors first, because every department holds value as far as that particular major is concerned. So they need to be very clear as far as their majors are concerned. And I would just add on what Shefali said, that as far as, I'm sorry, not Shefali, Kejal said that this PHN, but girls, be open to even doing public health if you're really keen on doing public health, because after BSc, completing food science and nutrition, you are eligible for pursuing public health, not only in India, but even abroad. So you might have to clear few credits, which will be taken care of. Now, ma'am, as you asked me, as far as international organizations or international institutions are concerned, because every country has their own rules set as far as registered dietitians are there, and RD board, every country has a RD board. So they have listed down beautifully which institutions are recognized for pursuing masters or even bachelors if they want to redo their bachelors. And after that, they are put for internship. Some countries just have get them to clear the exams, and they get the registration. They're registered as a certified dietitian. So somebody asked whether PG or masters. If you're really pursuing or you want to become a clinical dietitian, PG or masters really is not a major selection. You can even go for post graduation. The most important thing is RD internship and going ahead with RD exam if you want to practice in India. That's the most important thing, because nowadays, as Shefali said, NABH accreditation, they look for registered dietitians. They do not encourage qualified nutritionists, because after bachelor's and after master's, you'll be called a nutritionist. You get a registration done after clearing the RD exam, you're called a dietitian.
Yeah.
I hope, ma'am, I've answered your question.
True. Thank you. Thank you, Roshni. And I'd just like to add over here that even after doing PG diploma in dietetics, you are eligible to go for the internship and the RD examination. So if by any chance you're not able to go out of Surat for doing masters, then PG diploma in dietetics at Shet PT Mahila College can be an option open for you. Shefali, would you like to add to this, that whether they can go for PG or MSc, what is better?
As Roshni suggested, there is not an issue in this because they are very authentic and very deep courses, and they are done very lucratively. And if you become IDA members, so you have a list of hospitals where you can go for your RD internships. You have a list of hospitals where you can do your internship post your post graduations also. So basically in the month of April, May, we get letters from the colleges and we recruit them for 3 months. And there is a lot of clinical work that we do with these dietitians. So that is how they get a exposure of actually how we work at the hospitals. So this is one very good thing which, they do. And I'm actually very impressed by Roshni because, public health was one area I always wanted to do. I have seen 1 or 2 projects, I went for an international conference to Bali last year, and somebody presented a paper, and there the speakers were so they were so convinced and they were so happy, because the population of India, we have a quantum of population, so we can get these researches, and they had done some basic topics in public health. But now I am in the clinical side, so I actually enjoy doing this. And as Roshni said, when I see a critical patient who is in the ICU and he moves back to a ward and then he goes back home completely healed, we are into transplants. So at MGM, we have already done more than 20 kidney transplant. We have done a heart transplant, and we have created the green corridor. So how you work there as a team, and I'm telling you, if you work at the hospital, there is no team where if the dietitian is not there, they will not accept. The NABH will not accept. So now it has become like we are there. The doctors are hearing us. They are calling us and asking कि अब इसमें क्या करना है, how we can go about it. Richa works with, she has worked with Nestle, right? So basically they are into pediatric nutrition, they are into adult nutrition. Now if we realize that we are a population very less on protein, if there is a non-vegetarian, वो फिर भी gravy खाएगा, एक piece chicken का खाएगा या एक खाएगा. और vegetarian में तो if I calculate, I can just sit and calculate anybody's diet. We are very high in carbohydrate. So now the whole idea is how that protein can be incorporated in these ill patients. I'm talking about the ill patients. MGM, we are doing home quarantine for the COVID patients. Now, home quarantine is a package. So if a COVID patient has some symptoms, but he doesn't need hospital stay, so the government allows him for 2 weeks of home quarantine. In the home quarantine package, they take the package from the hospital, they register with us, so they are in touch with the physician, the psychiatrist, and the dietitian. So see where we stand. See where we stand in COVID. So every day on a daily basis, there are 2-3 home COVID patients I do. I do not have to visit like this Zoom call. We are talking to them. We are, counseling them. And they have 100 questions about food. Ma'am, ye nahi khana hai, isne bola ye nahi khana hai. Today I talked to one. Ma'am, I just told him add ginger garlic to your food, because what happens when we are doing jobs, we usually miss these small things. Morning, we are in a rush. So I told him, he's like, ma'am, usse kuch to ho jayega. I said, kuch nahi hoga. The turmeric latte, haldi wala doodh, बचपन में पीते थे, गिर जाते थे तो पीते थे, मम्मा पिलाती थी, दादी पिलाती थी. It is sold as $20 as turmeric latte. घी जो दिमाग को तेज करता है, गुजराती का दिमाग इतना तेज क्यों होता है, मारवाड़ी का क्यों होता है? The MCT from the ghee gives energy to your brain. It is sold as clarified butter on the breakfast table, right, Roshni? Abroad, it's sold as clarified butter. So these are all our virtues from India. And we just should know where, what we have to execute, how we have to go about it. At my hospital, we have all kind of menus, but we try to give them Indian menus only until unless we have a very hi-fi patient. Because in hospitals also, now because of the charges, there is a lot of expectation. So we have optional menus that if you have a renal patient, you can, give them a few options. एक बार आपका patient dialysis पे गया, there'll be restriction of fluid. So the doctor will write, Shifali up to 2 liters. Just imagine, हम लोग 2-3 लीटर पानी पी जाते हैं पूरे दिन में. 2 liter of fluid में वो कैसे रहेगा? Especially in the month of April, May. So then we keep counseling them, use ice cubes, or just have with a sip of water your medicines. And we develop recipes for them. So there are all these dietitians. That is what I'm saying. All of you become IDA members. The other thing is IPIN. So IPIN is Enteral Parental Nutrition Board. It is an international board that has come to India. Last year, we had to fly abroad to do these courses. So you can do clinical courses online, and they are giving you certificates which are recognized worldwide on a clinical level. And you won't believe now these courses are online. So you can sit at home and you can do these IPIN courses. They are slightly expensive, but they are worth it. So we are having an IPIN at Ahmedabad on the 1st and 2nd of October. Probably it will go online. So my humble request that all of you become IDA and IPIN members. You will keep getting mails from there. How do you go about what all the courses are there, their authenticity. So this is very important and they keep guiding you. Nowadays online, you can make your digital payments and you can become members. NSI is another one, National Society of Indian Dietetics. You can become a member of that also. And, they are doing a lot of good work. You can follow all these pages online, IDA, IPIN and NSI to get authentic knowledge.
Thank you, Shifali. And I think I'd like to add over here that IPIN has opened up a chapter in Surat also, and our college is going to have an MOU with them. And Dr. Vidita Shah is heading the IPIN, and I and Shilpi, we are part of the IPIN core team.
That is very nice.
So-
I'm at the core team in Navi Mumbai IPIN chapter. I've already had 3 sessions. So my session on ketogenic diet for epilepsy patient and ketogenic diet on weight loss, it's happening day after tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. I think let's go forward to a few more next questions. One of the questions from Shrishti, a student, and she has asked how to become a recipe developer. Can you throw some light on that?
Recipe developer is your passion, but how you will do it? You'll do your graduation, you'll do your post graduation, then you'll get into doing the recipes. So whichever area you do, suppose then you become a renal dietitian and you work with dialysis patients, you will see what all combinations you can give them, and from there you will develop those recipes. If you work with IDDM, you will do those kind of recipes. If you work with keto patients, with epilepsy patients, then you have to develop. So this is a process. It is not that online a course mil jayega jahan pe aap renal recipes karoge. No. So we have certain dietitians who are exclusively working with that. So there is a dietitian by the name of Zamrud Patel, who is the IDA director. So she is working at Global Hospital and she exclusively does renal patients. So she has developed over the period of last 15 years, she has developed these recipes and she has published them. So this come with your personal interest and a lot of hard work, but base uske liye banana hai. BSc करनी है, ग्रेजुएशन करनी है, इंटर्नशिप तो करनी ही है. बिना इंटर्नशिप के तो कुछ नहीं होगा. जो हम पढ़ेंगे और जो हम करेंगे उसका तो एक ब्रिज बनना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. जब तक हम आके हॉस्पिटल में देखेंगे नहीं कहाँ पे क्या कैसे होता है, it's not going to work. So that part has to happen. Practical has to happen, and then you can take it further and develop it.
Thanks, Shefali. And there are a few questions in the chat box on IDA, how to become the member, and are there any restrictions? And I've already informed that there are no restrictions in that. And anyone who still needs some guidance on becoming IDA member of Gujarat chapter, you can come to the college and we'll guide you for that. And for our
just go to the website
students,
and send them emails. Yeah, so they'll help you out.
True. And all our existing students, we can do it together also.
Yeah.
And we have a question on that's on YouTube. Then how can we develop our career in food industry? And a related question over here also, which courses do we have to select for food packaging for hospitals, cruise lines, or rehabilitation centers? Can you guide on that?
Basically, again, I would repeat this: do your BSc, do your MSc, then you can get in touch with these. Basically, they select you on your expertise, and once you are taking up jobs over there, then they actually train you. So there is a very popular tiffin service in Bombay. I'm just giving you an example, like Calorie Care. So basically 8 or 10 dietitians came together and they realized there were a lot of people who wanted tiffins. So like this, now there are a lot of tiffin services run by the dietitians. So that was their domain. So they developed certain recipes online. They developed a platform where you have to fill in your data and then you can get into this. There are a lot of these juices where there are the sugar-free juices or a combination of juices. These companies actually have a dietitian on board. So once you have done your graduation and post-graduation, you can go and online apply for these jobs. If you're selected, they give you a training, because all these are international companies, collaborated from international backgrounds. And then if you're selected, you can go ahead. As specific, there is no job, that you go online and do a job for recipe developing. No, it has coming from your experience, your passion, and working with patients.
Bhumi, can you unmute Kejal? Dr. Kejal Joshi. Kejal, the next question is for you. And it's that, can you throw some light on how to join government programs on nutrition?
Yes. So basically, like my last appointment was as a state technical consultant for food fortification. As I told you, there are various requirements in government sectors, and you just keep on checking GPSC website. For example, if I talk about Gujarat state, So in GPSC website, they have various requirements like CDPOs, then they require state nutrition consultants. So these vacancies are advertised on their website and you can apply for that. Then there is an entire procedure where you have to give a written exam and interview rounds. So depending upon the nature of the job, they have a set of rounds. For example, somewhere you just have to give a written exam, somewhere you'll have to give a written exam and an interview as well, and somewhere it is just a direct appointment on contractual basis. There they only take your interview and you are appointed if you qualify or you are selected. So that is the basic procedure for government programs. Secondly, for international organization where I was appointed through Nutrition International, so they had another procedure where you have to fill a form about yourself, your experience and everything, and then they give you a call. Then you have a Zoom call or Google Meet. You have to give a presentation, what all you can do as a head of their program. So you have to give details, and then if they like it, they take a second round with the national head. That person, if selects you, yes, you are in. So this is how the entire process goes. Every organization, they have their own template, their own procedures to be followed. So you just have to simply apply. Keep looking for an opportunity, and DevNet Jobs India is a website where you'll find a lot of opportunities in the area of public health nutrition and working with NGOs.
Kejal, nice. It was good of you to share this with the students. There's another question on how to be food inspectors. Can anyone address that? Shefali, can you do that?
Food inspectors as such, it's not there. As Kejal mentioned, you have to just online get into these companies, food companies, and then they have you on board. You have to just send your resume and then they will have it. But again, with experience and what all you have studied.
Yeah, so usually their requirement is masters in food science. Yes, so if you qualify for that, then you can simply apply, and after a written test, you have an interview, and if you go through, you are selected. This is how the procedure goes. One more thing I wanted to add about the food industry is, like, there are various courses which are offered by CFTRI also. So students can check on their website, and if they are interested, they can apply for masters under their program as well, if they are really looking out for an opportunity or future in food industries only, because that's the authentic organization which can give you thorough training on how to go into food processing, production, packaging, everything. So they can check CFTRI website.
Good. Okay, I think that like we have few questions on what is the criteria of admission in master's program, and is there any entrance exam, and can anyone take up that question?
Yes, there is entrance. You have to give entrance for masters.
And it depends on the university in which you are selecting.
No, I think entrance is there in all the universities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Entrance is there everywhere because they have very limited seats now. Entrance is there everywhere.
Okay. Now, before we move ahead, and I think we're running short of time and we need to wind up the session now. I think that there's a need of nutritionist or a dietitian in each and every house. Each and every home needs a dietitian, because food is consumed in each and every house, and properly, if it is prepared, it becomes an art. So, but there are dietitians in each and every home too, because who gives the information about food, who gives the information about nutrition? It can be anyone. It can be a lay person. It can be anyone who has experience of. अगर मैं ऐसा बोलूँगी कि मुझे पेट में दर्द हो रहा है, तो I will be getting 10 different remedies कि मुझे क्या करना चाहिए. So now at this time, we as nutritionists or dietitians or food service people, we need to take up this stand and become authentic people who would give the guidance. And for this, I would like to say that we need to upgrade ourselves at each and every instance, wherever possible, do not stop, be the best, and fly high. I was going to invite Dr. Khushman Dolawala for the official vote of thanks, but due to rains over here, there's some difficulty in the internet connections. Even I was facing that, and I think ma'am also could not join again. And I take this opportunity to thank each and everyone who has been a part of this wonderful webinar. I think it has been beneficial to the students. It's given a light to their career pathways. I thank the management of Vanita Vishram. I thank our principal, sir, Dr. Rajesh Patel, our vice principal and IQSC coordinator, Mr. Virendra Joshi, our academic coordinator, Dr. Imran Surti, the whole department of food science and nutrition, Dr. V.N. Solanki, Mrs. Meenakshi Tripathi, Mrs. Meena Raja, the co-coordinator of this event, the Dr. Shilpi and Richa, who have always been together to do such events. And our focus for doing this webinar was to guide our students who would be having some confusions regarding their career path. And I think this would have helped. I also thank our technical support staff, Bhumi especially, who has taken this valuable time to take care of all this, the technical aspects. Before ending, and I thank Shifali especially. Shifali, you've been an excellent orator. You've given a lot to the students today. Roshni, Kejal, Sangeeta, Richa, all of you, your experience sharing has made this session so important, so lively, and you've become role models of many of our students who are attending this webinar. I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for making this a successful webinar. Thank you, and we look forward for many few webinars like this for such experience sharing. I will not say that it's just talking or delivering a lecture. We have asked, or we're giving some insight to the students who have been over here. We'll be sending a feedback form to you today. And once you send the feedback form, your certificates would be there with you for this webinar. I thank everyone for being a part.